Hello, I want to welcome everyone to the Power of Our Story. We are a place of safety and connection for those who protect us. We do this through stories, sharing stories in a healing and judgment-free zone. We have, starting next week, we have 6 groups that are going to be meeting virtually every week. And if you're a protector or a caring bridge builder, you are welcome to join us. You can find us on all social media platforms, The Power of Our Story. So today, I am so thrilled to be able to introduce this wonderful team that is going to be talking about their fundraising efforts for the New York City SEAL Swim. I loved watching the San Diego Swim. And Rob Sweetman is the CEO, the founder of 62romeo. He's the sleep genius. And he has this wonderful, wonderful team that they do so much together. So I'm actually going to hand it over to Justin Wood to be able to share more, and then introduce the team. And then after their talk, we're going to open it up for comments and questions. So team, welcome. And Justin, I hand it over to you. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you, Sarah. Appreciate it. My name is Justin Wood. I work for 62romeo. I am the business development strategy manager, and as well as the athletic director. Been working with Rob now for right at about a year. I'm a 16-year firefighter paramedic veteran, where I started in Florida and then moved up to Georgia after I attempted suicide myself due to PTSD and a lot of other issues going on in my life. And since then, started a journey to healing. And I found Rob because I was taking strides forward, but it just seemed like I was falling back so many times. The key to that was sleep. And 62romeo helped me so much that I wanted to turn around and work for them to do the same for others. So as we started to develop more and more as an organization, we were looking to ways to fund individuals going through the program. So we try to do it at a minimal to no cost for veterans and first responders. That way it takes a burden off of them, because at times when you're struggling, you want to make sure that you can be taken care of without, draining your pockets. In that development, we decided together that we needed something to inspire others to action, to show that no matter where you're at, to find a community that you can be a part of, to pull you out of depression, to show you that you can accomplish anything, was something we wanted to do. And what we found in our courses, that we had a lot of individuals who were active, jiu-jitsu, triathlons, you name it. We have individuals in any kind of athletic performance that you could imagine. So Rob said, hey, we have a team that I'm trying to put together to do the New York SEAL Swim. And I want you to kind of facilitate meetings and get them together and work on a strategy to raise funds. It wasn't for us, it was for the Navy SEAL Foundation, which is an incredible organization that gives back. And so we just kind of built this team, and everybody had a goal I believe it was $2,000 per person to raise. And in total, our team raised 15% of the total funds raised for the entire event, which is huge. We had people that had incredible donors, and it was people who want to give back. So our goal for our athletics division is to do things that are unimaginable to inspire others to action. So when I say that, I mean, we have Patrick on the call, Rhonda, David's here, and we all participate in events that, the average person may look at and say, that is absolutely insane. But if I can do it, they can do it. Rhonda represented our country at the Ironman World Championships, which is an incredible opportunity that she was given, and we'll talk about. But yeah, so what our goal is to go around the country, raise awareness, and raise funds to help individuals go through our program. So I'm going to introduce the team, and they can talk about themselves and what they have going on. So let's start with Rhonda.
Thank
you, Justin. Great job. Justin is our pinnacle with Rob here. We're honored to be here. And my name's Rhonda Viteri. I'm a tech executive. I believe in science, technology, engineering, arts, and math through sport. So cybersecurity, AI, and tech, done 23 mergers and acquisitions, very active in technology, leading large companies around the globe. I've lived around the globe, but I'm very passionate about giving back and veterans. My dad served in Vietnam. He didn't make it. So, and my mentor is General James Cartwright, who was a Marine. So the veterans and giving back is very important to me. And I hold it very high, and I'm honored to be on this team, Justin. So with athletics, I think it is one of the boards that I'm on, Laureus Sport for Good, as Nelson Mandela would say, sports has the power to change the world. And that's what I believe in. And I do that action all around the world. And I love to give back to causes that are meaningful and intentional. Veterans and the next generation, I'm very focused on because I know what it's like not to have anyone to look up to when you're younger. And being a female in male dominant fields all my life, I know what that feeling was. So I'm very passionate for the next generation of leaders, girls or boys. So you will see my work focused through athletics because that can speak to anyone, any language, just like rugby going on. So I'm very focused on athletics, and it's a true pillar of my heart.
Sorry.
Oh, Justin, yeah,
I was sitting there talking away and I was muted
there.
So thank you, Rhonda. That was amazing. Patrick, you're next, buddy.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Rhonda, long time no talk. Rhonda and I actually just got back from South Africa. Justin, great to see you again. For those who I haven't met, my name is Patrick Raymond, and absolutely honored to be here. So my background, I'm from New York. Grew up playing sports my entire life, and once college ended for me, I was kind of club softball wasn't doing it for me, and as Justin said, I'm a classic example. If I can do something, so can you. Ran my first 10K to this day, the hardest run of my life, and never in a million years. I think I've done over 30 marathons now, multiple Ironmans, ultra marathons, and what I try to get out to people say, no matter what distance, just get it done and immediately sign up for the next one. And it's just point A to point B, and you keep building. So Rob and I connected at the SEAL Swim last year. So this was my second year finishing. And one of my favorite things about just these endurance sports, it's giving me the opportunity to find a way to just, while absolutely punishing my body, fundraise for some incredible causes. And the challenge I have now is I can't just be going to my supporters anymore saying I want to run a marathon. A recent marathon, instead of just running 26.2, I skydived to the start line. That got me, that got me some good dollars. So anyway, absolute honored to be here. Best thing about 62romeo, I've been in the nonprofit world for about 12 years. I work full-time in cybersecurity. 62romeo is by far the most genuine people I've ever worked across. They talk and they really mean it at heart, and they produce, and I'm honored to be associated with people like Rhonda, Justin, and Sweetman.
Awesome, Patrick.
Thank you. That means a lot, brother. A lot. Trust me. Bringing tears to my eyes over here.
Yeah.
David?
We love you, Justin.
Good morning and good afternoon to everyone. Good to see many of you who I met in New York. My name is David Greeley. I am not in the military. I'm an attorney here in San Diego. Actually grew up in Baltimore, and the sport that got my attention about 10 years ago was outrigger canoeing, and I paddle with Paul Padro, who is part of the 62romeo team, and he had told me about the swim last year, the NYC Navy SEAL Swim, and I like to do open water swimming. So he said, this year I'll get you involved, and it was just an absolute amazing experience, not only getting to do the swim, but having the 62 Romeo group adopt me and get to participate that weekend in all the events. It was definitely a top experience of my adult life, getting to enjoy that. And it's been wonderful to get to know everyone on the 62 Romeo team.
Thank you, David. It was awesome to have you. David came in, I think, what was it, just a few weeks before the swim. And we welcomed him in, and like I said, everyone had an amazing time. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to be there, but I kept in touch with Rob and Patrick and Rhonda throughout it, and they really did an amazing job. I do see that Rob's on here. I do not know if he can speak, if it will work. Rob? I'm gonna go with no. All right, well, Rob is here. Like I said, none of this could have been done without him. He started the organization, developed an incredible program, and brought some really great people on board. And I was lucky enough to be brought on board and help him grow what he started. And it's a huge honor for me to do that. And I was able to get to know some incredible individuals through this process. Our goal as an athletic team is to develop our own event each year to raise funds that go towards our organization, because what better way to support firefighters and veterans than to provide a course that can essentially change their life at little to no cost for them. So we are going to continue to do the SEAL Swim every year, because that is an incredible opportunity for our organization to raise awareness, to network. But as I said, next year, we do have an event that we are discussing. It was funny how it came about. It was a joke that I jumped on immediately, thinking that they were serious. And then Patrick jumped on it, and it has become that it is serious. It is no longer a joke. And the goal is it's a long distance kayak trip down the entire Hudson River. So we're looking into it. We're working on it, but the goal is that each year we want to have an event strictly for 62 Romeo. But throughout the year, because we have some amazing individuals, we utilize other events to raise awareness, raise funds, it just depending on the opportunities that come forth. So I'll let Rhonda talk about some of the events that she's done, whereas she may not have raised funds, but what she did was she go out and she raised awareness about who we are and what we do. So go ahead, Rhonda.
Oh, thanks, Justin. So any event that we do, I think it's really interesting. During the SEAL Swim team, Rob had these tattoos made, and it had 62R, and you could see pictures of us with the tattoos for awareness, which was really, really cool, because you could see people swimming during the Navy SEAL Swim. I know throughout the next races, he wants to do that as well, to raise awareness. So that's one example when we're out racing. We just came back from Cape Town, us together. If we're together, it's meaningful. So when people see us together as a constant denominator, Patrick, Justin, David, Paulie, Rob and myself and Patrick were together, you will see pictures of us. We are not just doing this one time a year. It might be for a different cause, but we're raising awareness still. We're representing multiple areas. So I think that's important through the storytelling. We're not just racing. We're always racing for someone. That was my 103rd race since 2016, 103rd. And then my next one, I'm leaving again to run 55 miles. So thank you, Mandy. That's nice. So we are a team, and we have a lot to give back to. 2 years ago, I did Race Across America, raising awareness for mental health, veterans, and first responders, to raise that awareness. Can you guys hear me? Justin's going in and out. To raise awareness for veterans, in mental health, to help prevent veteran suicide, for first responders as well. 3,082 miles we biked. 3,082 miles from California to Annapolis, Maryland, specifically donated to a charity for veterans and first responders to help prevent suicide. So this is close to my heart. I led the team, I created it. And we didn't do it this year because of January, everyone got let go and I was in Davos speaking, and it just wasn't intentional to ask for a bunch of money. So we are very intentional when we ask for money. I think that's important for anyone listening to us, because it is for a cause, and you have to be sensitive and emotional intelligence as well when you're asking for large amounts of money. So I'm all about showing up, but every race has meaning. I can't stress this enough. Every race has a personal and professional meaning to me. I'm not just out there racing. It's never been about that. And 62 Romeo isn't about that. So I just want, from part of our story, that Rob has put together an amazing team, and it's with his leadership, what Rob stands for. And I will back this team and do whatever I need to do to help raise awareness for this cause. So Justin, thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for saying the impact this program's had on you. And God bless you. I'm here for you.
No, this is, as you can see, this team, we've gotten close. I love each and every person on this team, and everybody will always do anything they can to help each other. And what I love with what we've built is everyone has a story that connects them to a purpose. And while we're going out to raise money and perform at these events, our goal is really to do what this Power of Your Story is doing, is to share our stories, because my story may allow someone to feel comfortable enough to open up about what's going on. Rhonda might share something, and somebody is going to feel touched by one of our stories. And that's our goal, is if we can go out as a team and just reach one person every event, then we're doing an amazing job, because that one person may share what they heard, and it's a ripple effect. And that's what we're doing with our events. And that's what we're doing at 62 Romeo. Every person we touch has the effect of changing the world. And essentially, that's what we want to do. We found that athletics is a way for us to communicate across cultures, across any lines that you could imagine. We found that athletics are a way to get through that. And I have learned a lot from these individuals with us, especially Rhonda. We've had many conversations, and Patrick has become a good friend of mine that we get to communicate, because we tend to try to do some of the same races. But like I said, been sidetracked this year, but he's continued on to do an amazing job. So Patrick, you want to talk about some of the events that you have coming up and want to do? I will say one event that Patrick and I do want to do is the 100-mile race in Zion. So go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, Justin, thank you. So so this year, so Rhonda created a monster by inviting me to South Africa last year. And I just realized how much fun I truly have just traveling by myself, learning a different culture, and just being out of your comfort zone and meeting really, really cool people. So after South Africa, I decided to go to Tel Aviv, ran the marathon in Israel. Then I went to Rome. And then I tried to step it up a little bit and go for my first 100-mile run at Zion. I learned darkness in Utah. It's a lot different than darkness in New York City. And after about 60 miles in the pitch black, I saw 6 green eyes looking at me, and I'm like, all right, well, this is it. Some mountain lions. Thankfully, they only turned out to be cows. But I did not meet my objective of 100, but we raised a lot of money for 62 Romeo. And there's just an inner fire burning right now to get back next year and do it right. And I hope, Justin, I look forward to having you joining me. Right now, sorry, bud, go ahead.
Go ahead, buddy. I was just going to say, I'll be there for you.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. So just finished up the Cape Town Marathon with Rob and Rhonda, and I'm about 4 weeks out from Ironman Arizona. So it should be a good time. And I don't know, Rhonda, that speech you just gave got me so jacked up. I might take that temporary tattoo and go make it a permanent one.
Oh, wow. That's awesome, Patrick. Just don't get hurt. Remember the goal, never to get hurt.
Yeah. And if you feel like something's wrong, go to the doctor. So
we're working on it.
Right. So that's us and our team and what we strive to do each and every year moving forward. This is our first year as an athletics division of 62 Romeo, and I couldn't be more impressed with what we accomplished. The fact that out of all of the people that were involved in the SEAL Swim, that we raised right at about 15% of the total funds, that speaks volumes to what this team is capable of, and I can only imagine what we're going to accomplish moving forward. So I'm super proud of everybody and honored to be in their presence.
Yeah, that swim is very patriotic. It's an honor to swim next to all these gentlemen and men that have served. Mandy, I love seeing you out there all the time. You always have the biggest smile and hugs and just all you do. It was my third year this year participating, and I couldn't be more proud to swim. It's what Bill Brown has created with Mark. It's just, you can't speak the feelings that everyone has during this event. You have to do it. If you're not doing it, you should come and observe, because the energy is off the charts, and this world needs more positive energy and a positive message of unity. So Rob has created those sub teams with Justin here, and it gives you goosebumps when you're standing there as a team, or you see someone swimming or running and you see the tattoos, but everyone is arm to arm, and that's the way this country should be, in unity.
I couldn't agree more. I think that for the rest of my life, I'll be grateful for Rob for what he's built and what he's done and what he's put together and the leadership that he's provided, and bringing us all together, because these are people that I want in my life for forever, because I can rely on them, and they all mean a lot. So it's been really great.
Oh, there's so much to love about this. I mean, it's just incredible. I'm not surprised with Rob. I cannot even believe how fast he makes things happen. I have seen him at the beginning of 62 Romeo, and just all of a sudden, just things exploding. And it just gives me goosebumps is it's like you have everything in this mission. You have, the community is built, you're connecting deeply with story and purpose. And I think about all the stories that I hear, the absolute need for high power challenge in a community. And you guys are doing that. And it's for a purpose that's bigger than yourselves. You have all the ingredients to what especially our protectors need. And it's just, it's really exciting to hear you all share. I definitely want to open it up to everybody, but can you tell us some highlight stories, like some stories in your teamwork, things that you experience that you say are so powerful that you've experienced together? Excuse me, that took a little bit, but yeah, what are some stories that have just been amazing that you've experienced together?
What's great is Patrick and Rhonda are close together as far as geographically, but we're spread out across the country. But it never felt that way. So while we've all prepared for our own races and events, they're always there with you, communicating with you, checking in with you. So for instance, my goal last year was that this year I was going to do a half Ironman, and no one here trains with me. No one does anything with me. I was by myself all of the time. However, each day, Rhonda or Patrick would text me. Robert knew every week that I was doing something, because we have meetings every week, and it was supportive. And I'll never forget, they knew what day I was running my race. Was super nervous. I hadn't done one. I was swimming in the ocean, and I was certain that if there was a shark, it was going to select me out of everybody for some reason. He was going to look up and say, that's the guy. But I had a major accomplishment. And when I got done and I got my phone out of my bag, these were the people that texted me. Like, texting me just throughout. They knew I wasn't going to answer, but it was, hey, I hope you're doing great. Hey, I'm tracking you on this. And they were with me throughout the entire race. And to me, that meant the world. I had my family there, and that was the most incredible thing. But to have people who genuinely cared where I was at, how I was doing, how I was feeling, and just to be supportive was amazing. And that's speaking from being a team that's, you know, separated by space. I think they can speak more on what it was like at the actual event in New York together. So you guys want to discuss that, what that was like?
Go ahead, David Patrick.
Yeah. Sorry, Rhonda, I just cut you off. Do you want to go first? You want me to?
I was going to ask you and David too, please. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mentioned how when I said genuine people, the camaraderie with 62 Romeo is awesome. You know, obviously athletic standpoint, but for me, it was just, you know, little things. The team dinner the night before, you know, going to the Yankee game, and then obviously enjoying the swim together. One of my particular moments was, you know, you focus so much on your fundraise efforts that, you know, just enjoying what you're doing. And for me, I kind of had that moment where I'm in the Hudson, you know, it's a whirlpool of a current in every direction, but I look up and there's a Statue of Liberty to my left. And it just made me reflect that, like, how grateful I am to be with this team. You see the World Trade Center, it looks so far, and you just keep your sights. Well, actually, you have to aim to Brooklyn to make it with how bad the current is, but that thing just keeps getting closer and closer. And yeah, just being part of the team for me has been incredible. And again, I can't be grateful to have come across people, you know, like Rob, Rhonda, and Justin. And you, David. Hello. I didn't say hi to you.
Yeah. Hey, Patrick. Yeah, I echo Patrick.
Great to see you, buddy.
Great to see you. Patrick's comments. I mean, that Saturday from start to finish, and being a civilian, just seeing how a race like this happens. I mean, just the beginning when we're all along that railing and people just start jumping in, and I'm thinking this would never happen but for a Navy SEAL Foundation sponsored swim. And afterwards, just the amount of energy among the 62 Romeo team. I mean, that Saturday was a pretty spectacular day. It was just a really great experience.
It's just incredible. I mean, I'm imagining it just seems it's so powerful. The whole idea, it hits all the angles of what is needed. And it's one of the few opportunities that high performers get to come together for such an amazing purpose. And like you said, just how much you enjoy each other's company, and you encourage and are right there for each other. It's such an incredible thing to hear about. I am curious, do you look for more people to be on your team, or do you feel kind of set on your team, but people can support you? Like, how does that work?
So I'm glad you asked, because I think I made the comment probably 6 or 7 months ago in a meeting. I told Rob, I said, let's turn 30 into 300. It's not a matter of just being on the team. You can be a part of our organization and raise money for us no matter what you're doing. So if you contact us and say, hey, I'd like to raise money for 62 Romeo, we have shirts that are for sale, and the requirement is you set up a GoFundMe and you wear the shirt during the event. And we want to know why you want to support us, obviously. So that way we can share that story. And it's very important that your values and beliefs align with ours. And what it is creating a better world for not just veterans and first responders, but for everybody. The goal is to raise awareness about mental health with civilians and those that are on the front lines every day. We know that we aren't going to be here on this earth forever. So while we have finite goals that we're trying to accomplish here, our end goal is to just continue to play the infinite game and leave behind something that other people can carry forward.
Oh, gosh, that's fantastic. Just fantastic. So tell everybody again how they connect with you. How do they contact you?
So you can go on the 62romeo.org and go to our athletics division. So because we are a nonprofit that is faith-based, you do have to create a login. It's very simple. Log in, create a username and a password, and you have full access to the site. You can go on, check our athletics division, contact us, send us an email. If you guys want to write it down, you can contact me at Justin at 62romeo.org. And we can discuss back and forth different ways you can be involved with the organization, raise funds, be a part of our athletics division. It's not a matter of, oh, you're going to be our athlete. No, if you want to support veterans and first responders and help make them better, create a better environment for their families, for their jobs, we'd love for you to be a part of it.
That's amazing. And so you just gave me more insight. You actually have divine support in this also. No wonder it's so powerful.
We do. We are faith-based. And that is something that we do discuss often. What's great is we're faith-based, and it's different categories, I guess you could say, of Christianity. As I'm Catholic, Rob has his views of Christianity, and we all believe that God is watching over us and guiding us down the path that we need to be on. And I believe that everything that happens each and every day, we're meant to be doing those things.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's really exciting. I would love to get Mandy. Mandy, can I put you on the spot and hear just your view and your experience of what this was like as the Gold Star representative?
You did put me on the spot. Yes, you did. First of all, Rhonda, I have to tell you, you are one of my heroes. Yeah, I think you're phenomenal as a woman. And I believe it was Rhonda that's in the picture on LinkedIn. Is that Sarah posted for this? Because Sarah I thought it was her, but I said, no, I knew it was you, but I was just saying Sarah and the boys and not realizing at the point that it was you. But anyway, both beautiful.
Was that you? Was that you in the picture in the San Diego swim?
It's in the coming out of the ship. No, the one in the Hudson.
Anyway,
no.
Whoever it is, it's beautiful. You're both beautiful. I love you. The swim, I have to give props out to Bill Brown. Can never not shout him out. He's been doing it for years. Another attorney. I'm also an attorney. I'm a psych nurse, and that's how I started working with veterans and suicide and PTSD. I've been a psych nurse for probably older than you are born, Justin. Unfortunately, that shows my age. But I came across where did I go? I came across an organization, the Michael Strange Foundation, got very involved with the Gold Star families, Extortion 17. And I knew Bill because he was, a Rutgers alum as well as I was, and kind of connected through all that. And then when it was time for the swim, he said, he needs people he can trust. And he knew I worked with Gold Stars, and I had gone to the event the year prior just as a supporter. And I've never felt what I did when I was there, and never in my life, last year and this year. And just the camaraderie between the first responders, the people that were swimming for their families from 9/11, for all these different organizations, seeing my Gold Stars jump from helicopters. And I was listening to you saying, Patrick, that you did a jump. I'm jealous. I want to do it. But just seeing everyone, and Robert is so amazing. Not only is he with the sleep that he works with, but he is an incredible artist and craftsman. And I just felt so a part of something. And just knowing that you guys, and I did not know that Robert had such a wonderful team. I really didn't. And it's great to meet his team, because, I just see Robert running around. So it's really great to hear about this. And, I know that Michelle went through the program. She had said it. So, there's a lot of, continuity here. And I'm always going to be a part of that swim, no matter what I do. And if you do the kayak thing, oh my God, I wish I had Rhonda's athletic prowess, because I could maybe go from here to there, but you never know. You never know. But thank you, Sarah, for inviting me to speak. It's a great organization. I mean, I also saw Robert a couple years ago, and I've seen him grow with this. So congratulations to him and his team, and Rhonda for all the work you do, and everyone else on the call. Thank you.
Oh,
thank you, Mandy.
You know, Mandy, I saw just the love that you had for this in the pictures that I saw posted. So I really wanted to get your voice out there too. You are such a gem to all of us on the Power of Our Story. Your heart is so evident. So just knowing that you love this whole event, I just appreciate you sharing, very much. You guys, I am so inspired. I am so inspired by what you're doing and appreciate all the sharing. I'd like to open it up now too for others to comment or ask a question. Paul. You're muted.
Thank you. I have a couple of comments, and I'll start by telling you that I'm sorry to disappoint you because I'm not able to live up to Mandy's accolades. I'm just me. Anyway, the first thing I want to share is an example of the value of storytelling, because it's right here with us right now. And that is Michelle Franklin. I can tell you a long story about it, but I'm going to make it brief. When she first came on, she wouldn't turn on the audio or the video. She just listened. And pretty soon the video came on, but no audio. And then one day the audio came on. Now, go from that mindset to what I'm about to tell you, because it is 180 degrees out. Sarah and Michelle came to my home one morning, and I opened the door to let them in. And here is Michelle standing there with the biggest grin you ever saw. And I just could not resist it. I walked out and I just gave her a bear hug. That meant so much to me, and it touched me so much in terms of the effect of telling stories for other people, if not for yourself, for others. And I turned to my left, and here's Sarah standing there, and so I just couldn't help it, but I had to give her a big hug too. And we'd met before, but the point is that this was a transition that took a period of time, but it was worth the journey. And when you look at Michelle right now smiling, you will understand how bad the trauma was without her having to go into any detail at all. And I think I'll stop there and let somebody else speak.
Thank you, Paul. Love that story. Love that story. And many of us were there to witness that. So Michelle is our one of our gems. I guess everybody is, but it's amazing to hear the stories. Michelle, do you have a comment or a question?
Yes, thank you, Paul. That kind of leads into my comment. I am one of the biggest advocates for 62romeo. When I hear you talk about how your team was there to support you through texts and everything to get you through the event, that's exactly how I felt the moment I connected with Rob and Lori. And I'm so excited to see Lori on the call today, because I feel like I haven't seen her in like 10 years or something.
Me too.
So I will never be able to speak loud enough about 62romeo, not even just like the the fact that it made my sleep the most amazing sleep, and I never thought I'd be able to have peaceful sleep again. And Rob and Lori, and my group was the first group of the female firefighters, and so we bonded and connected. And I know that I now have that connection with, if I needed any of them. I'm still on the Signal app. I know all I have to do is send out a message and I will have support there. So it's not just the actual program itself, but just the amazing support. Because at the end of the day, the accountability is on ourselves. But when we know we have that support there, I mean, it was Rob and Lori in my group that made me, okay, I need to practice this stuff that they're saying. Okay, I need to do this. Like they're going to be there to support me and help me. So I love that you talked about that, Justin, because I felt it just as a member going through it. So I was glad to hear your experience.
Yeah, it's about creating a community. One of the biggest barriers we face in the fire service and with veterans is we alienate and we feel alone, and we feel like no one really understands what we're going through because we look around at everybody else and they seem fine. But when they're looking at us, we also seem fine. And then when you're finally with a group of individuals that are going through the same thing as you, you're like, oh my gosh, I am not alone. And I'll quick story. I went through a program called Save a Warrior when I was at my lowest. And I mean, when I tell you that the day before I was considering suicide, I almost didn't get on the plane because I was just going to do it. I got on the plane. I felt terrible. And we sit in a classroom at Ohio State University, and you go through and you got to talk about how you feel. And at that point, I didn't really care what anybody thought. They got to me and I was like, I want to die right now. And I feel like I should. And there were 42 people behind me that just said, me too. Mm-hmm. And it was the most freeing, amazing feeling I ever had, because it was like, oh, I am not alone. And so the reason we created those Signal chats is so that you guys never feel alone. If you're having a bad day, it doesn't have to be just about sleep. It can get on there and just say, man, I'm having a real rough day with this. Because whether you realize it or not, me, and I think there's 8 of us that are peer support counselors, we'll respond and we'll talk to you and we'll create a separate chat. And it's about looking out for one another and really taking care of each other. And that's what we wanted to create, was a tribe that felt like you were home and you had a place to be and a place where you belonged. Even if you don't feel like you belong where you physically are, you always will belong with us.
Well, I gotta say, I was worried about that coming in as I think I was the only dispatcher in the group, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be with, firefighters and they're females, and that's great, and I love them, but I'm not one of them. I'll tell you, from the very first session on, I never felt like none of them made me feel like I'm not one of them. So it was great. You guys have been successful. I will tell you that. I'm a personal show of that.
Hey, me too.
There we go.
I mean, that the only reason I'm involved now is because I believe in it so much, because it truly helped me. And like I said, I've met some incredible people. Lori's on here now. I haven't seen Lori in a while, but I absolutely adore her. She's an incredible human being, and was there when I started going through the program. And when I started with 62 Romeo, I got to see her once a week, and it just awesome people. And we really do try to keep a community of just growing, of people that can help each other out, regardless. I mean, you see the chats, we still talk each and every day. People share information. Hey, I read this article, and that's really important to us. So thank you for that.
It's incredible. It's just, the power of me too, isn't it? I mean, we talk about that a lot. The Thursday night group, if you're struggling and you have never had that outlet to be able to share, to come in and take that brave first step and hear others say, yeah, me too. And the power of knowing that you're not alone. It's so encouraging. I cannot tell you that every time I hear the stories about 62 Romeo, the power of learning how to sleep again, the power of the community, I'm so encouraged by the work that you're doing. I adore Lori. I miss you, Lori. It's so good to see you on the call. So I really appreciate you sharing that, Michelle. It's been wonderful to see Michelle just thrive. Justin, so great to hear your story. And again, to see this team just being built and doing great things together is just so powerful. So thank you. Rich.
Justin, first I have a question. In your email, is it 62 or the numerals or 62?
Yeah, the numerals, 62romeo.org.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I want to tell you, I'm really impressed with your group, 62 Romeo, and what you're doing. I just wish more people can find out about things like this, because I mean, I went years without any kind of help at all. And when I found Sarah and this group, I was able to unload, decades worth of stuff that I carried around, emotions that I didn't understand, thoughts that I didn't understand. And I just want to say I'm proud of you guys, and means a lot to me personally. Thank you.
Well, that means a lot. It really does. And that's our goal, is just to inspire others and help others. And when Rob told me that I was going to put together a team, I'm a firm believer of servant leadership, and to just humble myself. And my goal is to have incredible individuals surround me and just help inspire them. And what actually happened was these people inspire me each and every day. And just they help me be better. They help me stay on the right track. And it's just an incredible place to be. And I'm really happy that I got to be a part of this.
Cool. Justin, I'm proud of you too, and all of you. I have to say, I even see growth from the first time you shared. And
Thank you.
Absolutely. It's really wonderful to see. There's so much power. I'm reading this book actually on journaling, and it talks about what it does for the body and the immune system to not suppress our stories anymore. And, and then just to see the power of our story, we're always wanting to have wonderful resources, because it's not a cookie cutter healing process. So as many wonderful resources we can get on, we can share, we can get your voices out there, the better. Yeah. So thank you, Rich. Thanks for sharing all that. And then Mandy. Oh, you're muted.
I just had to say something to Justin. Coming from, the world as a first responder, and coming and talking about, your suicide attempts and thoughts of, and then to become into a world with such, Navy SEALs and such, I call them the high echelon of the military. I mean, there's others. Any military person to me is high echelon, but I see the passion in your eyes and the truth in when you're speaking. And again, I was on another call with Paul. People that have made suicide attempts or have dealt with suicidality in whatever means, and that can come forth and talk about it and be present for other people, is just really heroic. And I thank you for, which really wasn't even a part of this, but it's your part of this. So thank you for sharing that.
I appreciate that very much. It is a part of this. It's how I came to
be
a part of this. And any chance I get to just share a little bit of it, you never know who's listening and who might need that little tidbit that day.
What's important, though, is that we all hear the authenticity.
Exactly.
Voice and your inflection, your tonality, gestures, your expression. And people that have that authenticity don't have the means or the need to make up a story. They're just telling it from experience. And they're not hard to distinguish either, by the way. It's like the difference between an elderly man and an old bum. It's the way they hold their hand. Okay.
It's a good one.
And I have to tell you that Rich went through some horrible things. And I'm not going to get into them here. That's his story to tell. But you could just see at the end of his presentation a phase shift in his mindset. I finally let it go. Yeah. And that is a fascinating phenomenon.
Yeah, it is. I will say that, Sarah was talking about journaling. Little bit of information is when we keep trauma in and we store it and we don't talk about it or get it out, it actually causes damage to our limbic system in our brains, which is in control of our emotions and our feelings. So whether it's getting it out on paper or speaking about it, you got to get it out. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to process it. And one of the ways that I did find to get it out was a way we did when I was at Save a Warrior was we wrote down some things we probably never told anybody. And we actually burned it in a fire and we gave it up to God. And that was something that was really powerful for me. And it helped me release quite a few things that I've been holding on to for a long time. I am by no means a psychologist or have any kind of degree in that sense. I just study it a lot because I firmly believe in it. And I do counseling for peers. So I try to learn as much as possible to help the best way that I can.
I appreciate it. Justin, I'm with you. I am with you on that. And I just want to acknowledge your courage and your generosity to share your story and to share the suffering that has turned you into this incredible leader, doing great things out there with an amazing team. You have attracted these amazing people for this team. And I also am so very proud of you. I'm excited for your team and everything that you guys are doing. It's just phenomenal. I would like to end this by asking you all, you and your team here, what do you want us to walk away with? And everybody watching this video, what do you want us to walk away with?
Rhonda, since you have to get off, I'll let you say something.
I want everyone to walk away knowing that everyone needs help and support in life, no matter where you are in the world. And that there's good humans out here in the world that care.
That's great. Thank you, Rhonda.
Patrick, are you able to say something? You're muted. Unmute. There he is.
Sorry about that. I was in the process of getting out of my Uber. First off, thank you everybody for having me. I kind of got the group chat that was going to be a team meeting. Just hearing some of your guys' stories briefly, Paul, Rich in particular, I really would love to, everyone in general, just to get to know you more. The one thing that I always try to walk away from is just gratitude. And I'm so appreciative for even my own struggles that I have such a great group of friends who are always there, even as Justin used it with him doing his triathlon, everyone texting. Rhonda's always one text away. And I love just surrounding myself with such motivated people who want to make a difference. So the one thing I try to live my life is just having gratitude. And I'm so thankful to be around with people like yourself.
Awesome.
I think the best thing people can take away is a quote that I live by every single day, and it actually came from the movie Castaway. At the end of the movie, they're sitting by the fire, and his friend asked him why he didn't kill himself. And his answer is, because tomorrow the sun will rise, and you never know what the tide's going to bring. And for those of you that don't remember, he woke up one day, and the tide brought in half of a porta potty that worked as a sail to get him out to sea. It saved his life. So that is a quote I live by, because you never know what the next day is going to bring. So when you hit rock bottom and you think it's the end, it's not. There's a group of people always willing to support you and stand by your side.
And again, Justin and team, you are phenomenal. I'm so excited about what you're doing. I think you can see that we all are. We are cheering you on. Please know that our platform is here for you. If there's more that you want your voice out there, it's just exciting. So thank you. Thank you
very much.